If you were one of the few people that tuned in to watch the Ironheart series after Marvel dropped 3 episodes on Disney Plus, you probably knew exactly what you were getting, and it didn't disappoint. It delivered exactly what the trailer promised, which was yet another cringe entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Those same trailers that got absolutely destroyed by the audience when they saw it, well, the show is exactly as advertised, and a lot of people did not like what they saw. However, when it comes to the access media, the fix is already in, and guess what? We're already getting a bunch of articles saying if you don't like this show, it's just because you're a racist. It's just racists who are complaining about this dog shit entry into the MCU. And of course, the Cope article started very, very quickly from a variety of places. Let's call the Ironheart hate what it really is. And of course, the original title of this was Ironheart Racist Review Bombs or something like that. MAGA trolls are attacking Disney's Ironheart, but here's how Black Internet is fighting back. Well, we could have this little war audience between the media. We know what the audience thinks. 3.6 right now on IMDb. And despite the fact that they removed a lot of negative reviews, that review over on Rotten Tomatoes is down to 56%, one of the lowest we've seen for any of these MCU shows. But the real question is who will tune in? Who will tune in to watch it? Well, we've got our first hints of that, and apparently not very many people. Ironheart ratings in the gutter, absent from the Luminate viewership charts. And we know that Nielsen is kind of the standard when it comes to streaming ratings. That's about a month delayed. However, Luminate is something that comes out essentially the week after. And typically they track fairly well with what the Nielsen ratings will go on to be. Now, you have to keep some things in mind. You have to keep in mind that they measure it differently. It's basically a Friday to Thursday chart, whereas opposed to Nielsen is a Monday through Sunday chart. So where they start the week and end the week is going to be different. That's something that you have to keep in mind, so you can see some differences depending on when things debut. However, we got the numbers for the June 20th to 26th. And of course, Ironheart debuted last week. As you can see, no Ironheart. No Ironheart to be found. Now, keep in mind, also, this is just original. So if it's in syndication, if it's something that Netflix, it's a series that Netflix brought over, say like something like Suits, when they did that, it would not appear on the originals because it's not an original. So this is a smaller list than what you would normally see in just the general overall top 10. You can see Netflix killing it up there. Peacock with Love Island USA. Can't say I watched that. The Waterfront is really good, though. I did watch The Waterfront this week. Nowhere to be found is Marvel's Ironheart, despite the fact that they released 3 episodes, despite the fact that the total runtime of those episodes is around 2.5 hours, which is pretty significant. You know, that's longer than, say, Daredevil Born Again in terms of total possible minutes watched for people. And that does not bode well for Ironheart in the future. We get our first indication whether Ironheart's a success, and it appears to be another bomb from Kevin Feige. As it's learned, the show's absent from Luminate's viewership charts for the week the first 3 episodes were released. And at the bottom of this chart, we don't know where Ironheart is because the chart stops at 10, which is Mobland, which, by the way, has not released new episodes in weeks and weeks, yet it's still hanging out. I thought Mobland was awesome. I think everybody should watch Mobland. It's on Paramount+. Great show. Looking forward to season 2. But even if we say 260 million, say Ironheart's just below that. Like, for reference, Daredevil Born Again, which was a viewership failure for them, a catastrophic failure based on what they were expecting, even that had over 300 million minutes watched through its first couple days, the same first couple days that Ironheart would have had at this very same time. So that is not good news, especially considering they released more episodes and more possible watch time for this series. That is rough news for Ironheart, but I can't say that that is unexpected. You know, we all expected that there wouldn't be too much demand for this series. Now, we will have to see what the full Nielsen ratings show, what it'll show next week for Illuminate, whatever Disney's going to come out, whatever PR spin they're going to say, just like they do with a lot of these shows. Hey, guys, we had 7 million people tune in over the first week, which the media will run with as an impressive figure. But in reality, when you look into it, you're like, oh, wow, that's like half of what a lot of these shows typically do. That's like half of the Acolyte, isn't it? When you start asking these questions and putting together the pieces and things like that. So we'll have to wait for what the cope will be from Disney if they do officially release any viewership numbers. But right now, both when it comes to the audience reaction and now it being absent from its first possible chart, looks like a lot of people were right about what we were going to get from the Marvel Cinematic Universe when it comes to Ironheart. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.